Hello, Areeb. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you so much for showing up. So, how's your weekend? What are the plans for the weekend? How's your weekend going on?
Currently, there's only one plan to work, and like I'm getting some time off. I went to Sharjah with my family yesterday.
Nice.
So it's like I try to manage work life, but currently it's very busy.
That's
So yeah.
that's awesome. So, before we dive into the deep conversations, I would love to hear about your journey, your introduction. So we'll start from your introduction, and then I would love to hear about your journey from Areeb as a person to Areeb as a senior product designer and as a co-founder. So I would love to hear about your journey. Over to you, Areeb.
Yeah, so like designing, I have been doing this for like more than 12 years or 15 years maybe. So since I was in metric, so I started designing stuff on Photoshop. So website design started from there, and then there was a Flash animations that we used to do back in the
Yeah.
days. So I used to design on Photoshop and then try to animate it on Flash, like buttons and so on. Introduction animation. There was a time when we had this extensive intro animations for every website.
Yeah.
So that's how it started, and I kept doing it as a freelancer. And I did not join any company or anything. I was doing it for my passion because I was too much into it. So that's how it all started. And now, after some years, when I graduated, I worked with a lot of different software, different agencies in Karachi. And then in 2017, I had this chance to come to Dubai. There's this agency in Dubai. It's called Create Media Group. So they invited me here for a project. So they asked me to do some designs for their project. So I designed it. It was a travel company. So I designed an interface for them. They liked it, and they offered me a project-based opportunity to come to Dubai. So they sent me tickets and everything, and with accommodation. So I came here, and then it was like a very new world to me because it's very different than how we operate in Karachi in Pakistan. So yeah, that's how I came to Dubai. Then I was working on a film project back then in Karachi, so I had to go back because it was already in production and I got some time in between. So I went back to complete that thing, and then this company approached me again for another project that was going on, and then I came back again to Dubai with the same company, same thing that we have another project, and I started working on it. But then I decided like I have to stay here and I have to explore opportunities, look out for jobs and stuff. So and then this person offered me a job when they came to know that I'm looking for opportunities. And he was like, "No, you are not going anywhere. You stay here with us."
Cool.
So that's how we like I joined Create Media Group. I spent like good 3 years there, and then um, COVID came, and Create Media Group said, "Okay, we cannot afford you. You go back." So 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 I had to leave Dubai. So I spent most of COVID time in Karachi. But within Karachi, I happen to work with different startups. I work with Retailer. I think it's not working anymore,
Yeah.
but I happen to work with them. And there are a lot of other projects that I did in Karachi back then. I also met with a few people who were working in Bazaar at that time. I think, yeah, Arslan Khatri. So, so yeah, that time was also like very exciting for me. And then, meanwhile, I was working as a consultant with Spider Silk, where I currently work. So I was working as a as a side job on weekends. I used to work with them, and as a full time person, I was working with Retailer and other companies in Karachi. So yeah. Am I going too extensive in
No, no,
introducing
I,
myself?
I
Yeah,
can relate
I'm
you with
trying to just
Soham Parekh that you were into multiple jobs. So I'm sorry.
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So
Please go
so
on.
it has always been like that. I don't know why. It's my nature or something like that. But I like to juggle between,
Yeah.
and that's how I feel I'm more productive instead of just thinking in one way and going in one direction at a time. So um, so yeah, so I was working with Spider Silk on weekends. and I was working with retailer and other side projects that I had back then. And then I, when COVID things got resolved, I happened to come back to Dubai, and I started searching for opportunities again. And then I joined this company. It was called Genealogy back then. This was a product design agency. Right? They were working on corporate banking apps. They were working on Fab Bank systems and their mobile apps. So I spent like 8 months there, but I was not very happy with the work itself, the team. I was not very satisfied with it.
Yeah.
So I kept searching for better opportunities. So then by this time, I had a very good relationship with Spiracell team, with their product people, with their CEO even. So then they offered me a job that you can come to us and join as a full-time person. So that's how I joined Spiracell. And then, yeah, it's been like more than 3 years now. I'm with them. So I joined them as a principal product designer because there was no one else. It was just engineering team who
Yeah.
built the product. It was like you wouldn't even see it. But like they were able to sell it because of the technology they were building and the product itself.
Of course.
The ideation was very good, but there was no design thinking or UI UX or these kind of things. No research, nothing. So I started to build those systems in. Conducting stakeholder interviews and so on. So that's how I started with Spider Silk. And last year I happened to start my venture, which is eSharp. So I co-founded this with my wife Mavish. So since I'm busy with job and other stuff, so Mavish helps me with my agency. So she handle operations and I handle business development stuff, design related stuff, projects and onboarding and so on. So that's going on. And let's see, yeah, how it goes.
Yeah, I really wish you best of luck with the eSharp. So before we jump on to that, since you are working on multiple stuff, right? You have a full-time job, you have your agency, and you are also open to like mentorship and ADP list. So how do you like manage all these all of your journeys, not particularly journeys, but how are you juggling around and still you find balance? So balance in terms of life, in terms of work. So how do you like manage your day, keeping in mind that you have to mentor, you have to run an agency, and you have a full-time job? So how do you manage?
Uh, it's a tricky question because not everyone is able to do this because my friend circle, even my wife, sometimes get frustrated by what kind of routine I have because sometimes I don't have time to go for a gym,
Of
go
course.
for any relaxed kind of activity. So, but for me, it's very important to take seriously what I'm currently doing, and it needs a lot of effort from where I'm coming from and where I need to reach. Right, it's a huge gap that I need to cover in my mind. Right,
Yeah.
so for that I have to work a lot, and I have to put in a lot of hours to learn new things, to implement those things in my work routine. To my own venture, right? I have something in my mind that I need to focus on. So I like it's not about I don't like what I'm doing or I love what I'm doing. So this is something which I want to change in a good way
Makes
for
sense.
myself, right? So to 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 do this transition, it needs a lot of effort and time. So I'm trying to put in that. How I manage is like I sleep for less hours. I plan a lot, and for mentoring, like I started, I think 2 years back 2023 I think I started. So ADP list was something which I was trying to do with my community in Karachi, because I think that kind of product we should have locally as well. So that was the idea in my mind, and when I saw this idea coming to life, I was like, I need to join this platform, right?
Of
So I
course.
joined it, and I actually started with as a mentee. I joined different people around the world uh, design related, other creative people, other like business related people as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I happen to talk with a lot of people on that platform, and it's such a good idea, and it's for free, right?
Yeah,
So you go to buy courses or read a book, or but what you learn from talking people is very different.
true.
And so for me, it's a learning experience, even if I'm mentoring someone um, who is not able to understand something. They have some questions.
Mm-hmm.
So with my experience, maybe I can solve this very quickly, which they are struggling with. So that's one thing, and it also helps you deliver your knowledge, whatever you have acquired in like 1 decade or something,
Mm-hmm.
to share it with other people. So I personally am more interested in this, so I do this voluntarily. So that's how. I don't know if I answered your question
Yeah,
properly, but
yeah,
that's
yeah.
how I manage it.
Understandable. So it's like before you became a mentor, you joined ADP as a mentee to learn stuff from people around the globe,
Yes.
so that they, I mean, it stays with you a little longer. The learnings, the experience, the exposure. So that makes sense. So speaking of learning, I was
Mm.
actually searching for a book of design, and when I like searched a lot about the books and the design, the last book was written around 2013 to 2014, right? And I mean, for us, it makes sense. Like we have been to in this field for quite a time now, and um, the products that we design for the people are relatively in our age, or maybe the diversity is still there, but overall, we understand the user patterns that we are designing for. But what currently my problem is, that I'm currently like facing a lot, that I don't find a single design book that is up to the trends. Like the books, I feel like they are a bit outdated. Like for the foundation, they are great, but when it comes to the user behavior, user patterns, currently in this era, I don't find many books around the design, the thinking, the user behavior, the people's behavior, and stuff like that. So, what do you recommend? Like, what are the sources that you use currently to first stay updated? Plus, where do you learn the things of design when you have to?
Okay. So I think this whole learning process has been transformed into a digital one,
Mm-hmm.
because I recently saw this course. This lady is German. She's called Iona something,
Mm-hmm.
and she curated this course with Interaction Design Foundation,
Mm-hmm.
and the name of the course is something related to AI with UX design,
Yeah,
something
AI and
similar.
UX
Yeah,
design. Yes.
yeah. I think you must have seen it.
Yeah.
So I think you don't, in this era, you don't need to limit yourself just with books.
Mm-hmm.
You find online a lot of resources on YouTube, on Instagram, on podcasts, and so many things, right? So I think that's the medium that you should go out and learn from that. So there are a lot of articles that are written on Medium.
Mm.
There are a lot of articles published on Interaction Design Foundation as well.
Yeah.
So which are free to consume. You can read
Mm.
from there. And now what I do for my personal self is like you go to Google Gemini
Mm.
and you ask about a topic, or if you have like what I was doing as part of my research was like I was doing some research on a lot of there were a lot of files that I need to consume as a person. So I put all those files in Gemini
Mm-hmm.
with web links, like these are the web links and everything.
Yeah.
And I asked it to do a deep research on this.
Mm-hmm.
So it did the deep research. It come back with something, and then there is an option to convert this into a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that information can be summarized into a podcast that you can listen to. So I think the way you consume information and read books and all of that has transformed now, so to a very different stage and level.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there are a lot of things that you can consume other than books, but
Yeah.
I would say like it's another form of books. Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. I mean, that's very insightful. So by the way, talking of the AI chatbots, which one do you recommend, or which one do you choose, and why do you choose it? ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, DeepSeek, or did I miss anything?
Yeah, Claude.
Claude and Perplexity. So
Perplexity.
yeah.
Yes. So Perplexity, I haven't used that much, but GPT I have been heavily using. And GPT's free version is very different than GPT's paid version.
Mm-hmm.
So the response you get from a paid version is really different.
Mm-hmm.
So for daily use, like I have a paid subscription for GPT, GPT Plus, I think it says. So I use that to uh, use it for everything,
Mm-hmm.
like your assistant, right? So you need to do research. You go to you need design inspiration or
Mm-hmm.
something similar. You are trying to ideate something. You
Yeah.
can discuss it with either you turn on voice and you
Mm-hmm.
just talk like a person,
Yeah.
or either you just type it.
Yeah.
So GPT is there, but cursor, the response of cursor,
Yeah.
not cursor, sorry, Claude.
Claude.
Claude is very different than GPT.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still figuring out, but I use a combination of these two. And for some things, I also use DeepSeek. For example, when I was ideating these ideas
Mm-hmm.
for creating an application, right? Somehow DeepSeek was able to create much better results than GPT.
Nice.
So I was using DeepSeek, but currently I'm not using DeepSeek that much. I'm using a combination of Claude, Sonnet 4, and ChatGPT Plus. Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So, since you are in the Middle East, right? I would love to hear about a roadmap, or maybe tips, or maybe something, pros, or probably any thing that is um, for the designers who are looking
Mm.
for the opportunities in the Middle East. Like, what should they do, or how did you crack? So, I mean, you have already mentioned that how did you crack, but what designers should know when it comes to cracking opportunities in Middle East?
Um, there's no specific thing that I can pinpoint
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like UAE, um, because the audience is much similar. Like you will find most of the people are either Indian or Pakistani,
Mm-hmm.
but there are like people from Europe, US, and other countries as well. But majority of the people are Pakistanis or Indians. Um, but I think there is a mindset shift which I would recommend to Pakistani people.
Mm-hmm.
We take things very lightly in terms of corporate world.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work in a light way. Like even if I whenever I'm working with any Pakistani person, either they are engineers or designers or any other people, because there are a lot of overlapping in terms of. So I will give you an example. So when I was working on my product Resonance in Spider Silk, we happened to we were planning to go to Jitex or Jisec, I think last year, and we wanted to launch a promo video for our product, right? So we were looking for animators.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I talked with multiple people on Upwork.
Mm-hmm.
Few of them were Pakistanis, few of them were Europeans. So we were planning to hire people. But the response I received from Pakistani people was very, I would say, unstructured in a way, right? And they just, opt on to catch the opportunity
Mm-hmm.
without any planning, without any, structure in mind, how they will approach to this, what is the plan, what is the timeline. Even if they commit some timeline, they are not able to deliver on timeline, and then they try to cover it up. So I think these kind of things doesn't work in corporate world outside Pakistan.
Mm-hmm.
In Pakistan, we take these things very lightly. Uh, that timeline doesn't matter, but
Mm-hmm.
it is the most important thing,
Mm-hmm.
uh, even more important than your skill set,
Mm-hmm.
I would say. Because when I came to Dubai, and my team in Create was people from UK. So I we used to have meetings at 8 a.m. in our office. So 8 a.m. means you have to wake up at 6, and at least 6,
Yeah.
or maybe more than that, before that, or So the thing was, I was getting late for this meeting, and it was like 5 minutes something, right? I was in the lobby, and I was coming just up from the lift, right? But uh, at sharp 8, this person messaged me, "Where are you?" So I was like, "I'm just coming up. Will take 5 minutes." So he's like, "You need to tell me before because I'm waiting
Yeah.
for you." So that kind of attitude with Pakistani people is very different, right? But not, I'm not saying everyone is like that, but most of the people are, in my experience, are like that. So that's the primary thing that I would suggest to everyone in design community or outside design community to take this very seriously. Um, Other than, like, if you talk about specific to design, um, it is very challenging to get a job here. Like, even few of my friends lost their job last year, and it was very difficult for them to get a job even when they were here in the UAE, because the market is very competitive. So there are, if you post some job post on LinkedIn here, you'll get like thousands of applications within 5-10 minutes,
Yeah.
right? So think about the position of that hiring manager who needs to, look at 1,000 applications. So it's very competitive.
Yeah.
So the best approach to that is, like, you need to first make a connection. That is also like very overwhelming for the hiring manager because everyone is doing this now.
Yeah.
So you send a LinkedIn invite, they accept or no, and then you try to. But what I would do if I need to find a job now, I would just try to understand their business much more in depth, you know, and I will specify where I actually need to, and then I will align my portfolio according to that business. And I will also add things related to their problems, what they are facing right now. Maybe I'll try to understand that and include that in my portfolio so that my profile gets more relevant to them, and you try to approach the team members there so that try to make a connection before applying. If you apply blindly, there are 99% chances you'll not get any interview call or anything. So that's my um, observation. Could be different, yeah.
Perfect. Makes sense. So, like, I have a confusion in there, and that is, since if a person is looking for jobs and he's applying for like hundreds of jobs out there, and you
Yes.
mentioned that you will cater your portfolio according to the business or probably the companies that you are applying for.
Yes.
But since you are looking for jobs, so you are probably applying in the hundreds of companies, right? So how is it practically possible to make a portfolio that is relevant to all of them? And um, I mean, like it's practically, I feel, very difficult, if not impossible, that I can make a portfolio in which I can target all the companies or probably their similar problems in my portfolio, because if I target all my companies to make my portfolio relevant, I probably get irrelevant for a lot of companies as well, if I'm applying to them as.
Yes.
So what's your thought on this, like?
That's why I'm saying. So you don't. Let's take an example. If you want to go to market to buy a shirt for yourself,
Yeah.
right? So you won't go to a perfume shop to buy the shirt. You
Yeah.
won't go to grocery shop to buy a shirt. You
Yeah.
don't go to a shoe shop, right?
Yeah.
You need to know where you want to go, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to explain.
Yeah.
Right? You don't need to, just shoot out your resume to everyone.
Cool.
That's not like back in the days. Maybe it was relevant and people get to get on a job
Yeah.
by this strategy, but right now it doesn't work because everyone wants a specialized person. For example, if I am now working with cybersecurity for past 3 years,
Yeah.
now it will be easier for me to apply to other cybersecurity companies because I understand that niche. And
Yeah.
now, if I apply for a new position in a very new company, they will not accommodate me. They will say, you don't understand anything about this industry. You have been in cybersecurity for
Yeah.
3 years, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing that you need to consider. So first, you need to understand where you want to position yourself,
Yeah.
and then you apply. Yes.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So you need to be in a specialized industry, but having a generalist skill set, right?
Yes, you need to first define yourself in your mind where you want to be, right? For example, I wanted to be in cybersecurity but I did not had any experience in cybersecurity. But I somehow find that connection. I worked on it for like good 8, 10 months to build that connection with a cybersecurity startup, right? As I said in my
Yeah.
introduction. So I think that's the way you like. It's not ideal for everyone. I can understand that, but the best time to look out for a job that you really want to do is while you are doing a job, not after
Yeah.
after you are
Yeah.
you're not doing, because then you are not able to because you want something or to earn something, right?
Yeah.
Not a desired role, right? So you are not in the best position to negotiate on anything,
That's true.
right? Not on salary, not on any other benefits or
Yeah.
role, or I want to work in a specific industry. No. So you need to position yourself in a way that you land where you want to land. Yes.
Makes sense. Cool. So like these are like very great insights. One last thing I need to ask, and that is, what are the do's and don'ts
Hmm.
for the designers to have in their portfolios?
uh, Do's and don'ts. Um, I think a lot of portfolios have very uh, template structure in their portfolios, right? So it doesn't need to be a template structure because you need to tell your story. You don't need to fit in some template to structure your portfolio.
Mhm.
So, but to make that happen, you need to write down all the things that you are doing in a particular project,
Yeah.
right? If you are going out to talk with your user, if you are going to look out for references on Dribble, on Behance, on any other library.
Yeah.
So you need to write down, and each time, if you write it down, the process will be different for each of your projects, and that's how you will become unique in your storytelling in your
Yeah.
portfolio. So what I see normally is every portfolio looks almost similar, like 70-75%. They
Yeah.
have the similar headings, they have this double diamond design process, and
Yeah.
the double diamond design process doesn't apply to realistic scenarios most of the
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
because not every problem needs a double diamond process,
Yeah.
right? So if I have to launch a feature uh, for my product next week, I cannot follow double diamond process
Hmm.
because I already know the audience, I already know the problem.
Yeah.
The feedback is coming maybe from the user or with our internal team understanding,
Yeah.
and I directly need to go and prototype and discuss it with engineering team as soon as possible so that they can build this feature
Yeah.
and deliver it.
Yeah.
So it depends. But if I am starting a new thing, then yeah, double diamond process works because I need to discover and then I need to define, I need to do everything, but it
Yeah.
doesn't happen in a regular job routine.
Yeah.
So I think this is very primary, and the hiring managers who are looking out for candidates, they can just see it like in a split second, like
Mm.
what's going on. If this is very top line, these headings, you can tell just by scanning the portfolio, okay, no, this is not my candidate. Move on to another one and another one. So storytelling is important. How you connect dots from where you started and how you approach to the final solution. And visuals comes very later in the stage because you don't need to show visuals upfront
Mm.
right away. You can keep it at the bottom if you'd like. So you create a hook in the beginning, like
Mm.
this is how the actual product looks like,
Yeah.
and then you start from zero, right?
Makes sense.
You define the problem and follow whatever process you follow. So I think that will create a very unique portfolio for you.
Makes sense. So that's a very great advice that you like show the prototype version up front. Like this is how the product looks like.
Yes.
Now this is the
Yes.
story behind it. So that's very insightful.
Like think of it like a film. So before film, you see the teaser, you see the trailer,
Yeah.
right? To hook you in the story, and then when you go to the cinema, you start from the beginning. Okay, this is the backstory. This is how the normal setups look like, and so on. Like then it
Yeah.
goes to climax. So don't try to show the climax in first.
Yeah.
Keep it like a very interesting and interactive for the hiring managers to create that momentum of, they like hook them in, that they would like to listen to you. Otherwise, if it looks like a template structure, no one wants that. No one wants WordPress website.
Cool. So, if I like make this a summarized version, it's more of like be organic and just try to communicate your personality into your portfolio rather than making it a templated version. Right.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
So, I think that's a wrap. Do you have anything else to add, Areeb?
That's a wrap. Oh,
Yeah, that's
wow.
it.
Okay. Uh, no, I think it was really good talking to you, and you are doing a great job. So I would definitely like to catch up with you even after this podcast
Of
is
course.
done, because I think you are doing a very good job in uh, Pakistani industry and trying to talk to people and create this environment of where people can learn a lot of things, explore different ideas, and so on. What I'd like to add in the ending is try to get onto web coding, because I have been experimenting a lot with tools like Lovable, Bolt, these tools, because what I think is like the design, how you approach to design with the static Figma designs will change
Yeah.
in some time, and it will be a dynamic thing where you don't need to design static screens. You
Yeah.
can prototype it directly, right? So try to experiment with those tools. I have also been experimenting. I'm creating a new tool. It's called Prompted.
Nice.
Um, I can also share the link if you would like to share.
Yeah, I would love to see.
Um, so yeah, that's it from my side.
All right. Thank you so much, Ari, for showing up. I mean, it was an amazing conversation, and I would really love to see like your work as well, and I would love to like share it with people, with the people, within the description as well. So if you have like something to show, you can like send me the link, and I'll put it in the description. And by the way, if anyone wants to get their profile reviewed by Areeb, I'll pin his LinkedIn link in the description so you can like find Areeb and talk to him. He's a great mentor. So yeah, that's it from my side as well. Thank you so much, Areeb, for showing up, man. Thank you so much.
Thank, thank you.
All right, man.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye bye.